Have you ever felt so discouraged that it seemed like the right option was to quit? Just give up, walk away, sayonara, see you later, alligator, I'm out of here. I'm giving you everything I got, and nothing will be held back tonight. I'm just going to rant here. All right? Today, I want to talk to you about why we should not quit, no matter how we feel. What have you noticed about life? Anybody? What have you noticed about life? Have you noticed how life is never the same way? Show me a person who has found utopia, where life is just peachy. You're in the Caribbean somewhere on some beach and the sky is blue. It reflects into the clear water with the white sand and you're in paradise. The only time we get that kind of stuff is if we go on a vacation, and before you know it, too soon, that vacation is finished and we got to come home. Back into reality. And a lot of times as we're traveling back, we're like, crap, I got to go back to that job tomorrow. You might have been away for 2 weeks, but in 2 days you walk back in your office and everything that you did was lost. So tell me, where have you found utopia? In this place we call Earth. If you have found utopia and you have a secret that I don't know about, please tell me. Please make sure you put it in the comments. I am a business owner, a business entrepreneur, doing this thing for 25 plus years. And let me tell you, you go in and you go out. If you are a business owner, you are working with sales, trying to build your business, but you can't catch a break. If you are one of the people who is aspiring to take the skill that you have in your hand and put it into something that will bring you money, look what is happening in our economy right now. People are being laid off. I remember when I came to this country and I heard about federal jobs, I used to say, man, they got it real good. They got some nice security there for the rest of their lives. They just got to show up and work and get their paycheck and, take their money, buy a house, invest, do whatever. And they got it made in the shade. But nothing is holding, right? Nothing is holding. So now we have this gift in our hands and we've been sitting on it for a long time. But we decided things look a little bleak here. Things look brown. I don't do something, they might turn black. I have to use this skill and see, my mother used to do this. My father used to do this. My uncles did this. It's been in my generation, but I'm too ashamed. I don't want to cook food for a living. I don't want to have no mom and pop. I'm bigger than that. I had this big fancy job that was giving me $250,000 a year. I'm going to go now and stand in a kitchen to make food or do something small like that. That's beneath me. But every day, every week, every month, you see that the money that you have in the safe, the money that you have in the bank is running out. So what are you going to do, girl? What are you going to do, guy? You going to sit there and wait until it's all done before you try to do something? The mere thing is this. No matter what happens, all the way from that Caribbean trip with the sun and everything looking so nice and peaceful and everything shining down on you, all the way back to coming back to America into your little apartment or your little tiny house. You're down in a basement, somebody's basement, helping them to pay their mortgage. And you ask yourself, what is the purpose of my life any darn way? What am I killing up myself for? I'm not going. I'm not coming. I'm just stagnated. Maybe I shouldn't bother with this business thing. Maybe I shouldn't bother to sell. I sell, I close one, I close two, I close three, and then two of them pull out. Oh, I'm having economic hardship. Where's the security in this? Where's the utopia? Like I said, if any one of you out there know where there's utopia, please put it in the comments. I'll go tomorrow. You wouldn't see me on this live. I'll be trying to find utopia. Life is what it is. It's cyclical. It comes in waves, like the waves that come every time when we look at the seashore. When you were in that nice fancy vacation, you noticed that the waves would come in and then they would go out, and they come in the morning a certain time, and in order to catch it, you had to get up early and go walk, and then in the afternoon, if you want to catch it again, you got to go at certain times, right? Life is like that. Like I said, if you have been able to stay constant, straight in a straight line, no problems. Even when we are filthy wealthy, in the millions, in the billions, there will always be a problem. Even if we never knew, there's a saying. When I was growing up, we were ruled by the British, and we were told, what were we told? I have a brain fart right now. I'll come back to it. It's not coming forward. But life is not the same way. Some men are born great. Here it comes. Some men are born great. Some men achieve greatness. And some have greatness thrust upon them. So a lot of us might say, well, I don't know what she's talking about. I've never known hunger. I've never known thirst. I've never known not having clothes. I've never known want. I've never known not having money. It's always been there. I grew up in a family where the money just passed down the generations. I'm happy for you. Please remember sometimes to look for the poor and give them a little $5 or a bottle of water or something. Don't keep it all to yourself. But some of us don't have that. Some of us grew up poor. From the time we turned over out of that belly, we found out that they didn't even have preparation made for us. They didn't have diapers. They didn't have nothing. They just went and slept together, and here I am, butt naked in the world with nothing. They don't have anything to give me. I'm going out every day as I grow and I progress. I have some food in my belly. Sometimes you're supposed to eat 3 times a day. I'm only eating 1, or if I'm lucky, 2. So some of us, our lives have been struggles and one struggle after the other. And it's almost like a chain of poverty is hanging around our ankles and our wrists, and we can't get out. And then we find ourselves in the business, and we're trying hard, and and it's going up, and it's ebbing, and it's flowing. It's ebbing, and it's flowing. You just can't cut a break. You look at what you make at the end of the year and say, crap, I made a lot, but I had to pay out a lot. I have all these trucks and all these vans and all the staff, and they're getting everything. And, it is said that when you start a business, you have to suffer in it for 5 years before you see your way. So the staff always gets it. Con Edison gets it. The national grid, if you have anything, some places have it where you can do something in the kitchen. in the office, but it's everything else. Geico, the insurance company for all the vans, and it goes on and on and on. And at the end of the day, you don't get nothing. But everybody envying you, though. Oh, look at her. She's a business owner. She owns so and so and so. Oh, look at him. He's a business owner. But they don't know when you're in the office at nights and you're pushing because you have to get that last invoice out so that you can make sure you can cover the rent over this building that you're renting. You know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Alex Hormozy, but I study him sometimes. He's supposed to be one of our coaches. Well, my husband is more into him, but he has a story, boy. His story is something to look. No one ever gets anywhere without struggling, falling down, and having to get back up. Wendy's, the guy who did McDonald's. Every big entrepreneur always falls down and has to get up. President Trump. Many failures. And now he has an empire that is taking care of his family. But it starts right where we are, where you're standing today. You may be punishing really bad today. And you may have come to the decision that you're not going to be bothered with this. What other choice do you have, my friend? What other choice? Are you going to stay and work at corporate for the rest of your life? And God forbid, but if you get old, and old comes with diabetes or arthritis and pains and aches, and you can't do for yourself anymore, then you're all torn up inside, sitting in some lonely apartment somewhere? Would it not be better to live longer because you have something that you're doing? A lot of us get old and they prop us in a chair and they bring us some food that look like baby food. Our taste buds are gone. We have lost the will to live because how could I have come here? Many of us do not prepare. Have you prepared for your old age? Have you thought about what it's going to be? You went and you bought that big fancy mansion with all those tall, winding stairs. Have you thought about how you're going to get from the top floor to the bottom when you're old and your knees are stiff and they don't bend? You have to think about these things. And you might be sitting there disconcerted that you have to eat applesauce. They're telling you you can't use sugar anymore because you're diabetic. And you hide some candy sometimes when they're not looking. But you know that it's not good for your health. And you do want to live. But what are you going to do? It is better that you could sit in that apartment and know that you are still processing invoices. You are still making decisions. Your brain is still active. It's still going. You know, at some point, you're going to have to give it over to your kids. But at this point in time, you're cognitive. You're very strong mentally. And you can do the work. You keep doing it until you can't do it anymore. It'll keep you here with us longer. We just can't give up. Like I said, life is cyclical and it will go up and it will come down. Today you're high up on the mountain and tomorrow you start crashing down. What the heck is happening here? It's just life. It doesn't stay one way all the time. The waves, if you think I'm some crazy chick, take a look at how nature works. The tide goes out and then it comes in. The sun goes up and then it comes down. The moon, it's up at nights, then it goes down in the morning. That's how he made everything, God. And we have to punish today and strive tomorrow. Some of us have a nice, stronger foundation and we would not struggle as much as the others. But some of us came from nothing, absolutely nada, zits, zilts. And so it's always harder, but you cannot give up. You have that business, it's yours, it's something that you can identify. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you why you should keep your business. I'll give you 2 little snippets and then I'll finish up. All right? I don't want to keep you long tonight. When you have something that is your own, there is a sense of pride in knowing that you built something from scratch. And even when things get hard and difficult, you have to stay encouraged, knowing that you've had 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, or maybe you're a new startup. You've had 2 years and you're struggling, but you're making it. Hold on to what you have. Because when you go to work for corporate, you have a desk. You have a desk in the corner of a room somewhere. And sometimes when they hire somebody else, they split that little space and the 2 of you, you can't even push your chair. They give you a swivel chair, but it can't turn. It has wheels, but you can't wheel anywhere because your coworker's chair touches your chair. You don't have freedom. Whatever you're building is not yours. It's theirs. And when they get ready, they made you sign when you were coming in at will. They tell you that they can fire you at will and that you have the opportunity, if you want, you can leave them at will. But what I notice in that particular corporate environment, they always want you to stoop and tell them, oh, give us 2 weeks notice. But when they're ready, they walk you out. No notice. Get your union member. We have to have a talk. You've been coming late too often. And you're gone. But when you have your own thing, when you have your own baby, nobody can take that from you. The only thing that can take it from you is you getting depressed and wanting to give up, and you cannot give up. If you saw embers in there, and there is a little spark, you have to keep adding fuel to it. And if you can't do it alone, talk to somebody. Get with other business people. Talk to them. Be encouraged. Stay around positive people. And keep on trying and trying and trying and tell yourself, I am not gonna fail. I am not gonna fail. I am not giving up. I am not giving this up. The second little snippet I want to tell you is that I've made so many businesses in my time, all of them successful. There was one that I especially loved. It was a cleaning service. And I was doing the cleaning service, and I decided I was going to also branch because it was kind of similar, and I would do a car wash. Same system. I scaled up. I put my family member to run that part, and I'm over at the car wash with some people I hired. And I remembered one day my sister came, and she said to me, girl, how you doing? Well, she chat me up good and got some money and everything. And then she encouraged me, why don't you come to med school? You've always wanted to go to med school. come to med school with me. We could study together. We would have fun. You know, it's in the Caribbean. It's like we would be home, a little, you know, a home away from home, nice weather, everything. I thought long and hard about it, and I knew that I had put going to med school on the burner so that I can build my businesses. And so finally, you know, she's coming around the car wash often, and we're always talking. We're having some lunch sometimes. And finally, I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. If I apply and they take me, I guess I'll give it a run. And let me tell you, you know how I asked you if you had structures in place for old age and what's not? A lot of times we say, oh, we don't need insurance. When you're in your 30s, I don't need to take out a life insurance. I don't need anything. Don't mention anything to me about old. But you have to procure for the older age. You have to save and put away. At least this is how I feel. You have to have a life insurance. You have to be able to watch where you buy a house. I know we can sell our houses and get something right on the bottom. Like I have a customer who left me recently and moved to Florida because the wife got heart troubles and could not take the stairs. So he put the house up for sale and he moved to Florida where he would have her on the bottom floor or whatever he did. But love for his wife made him give up everything they knew and start over in their old age. And so I decided to go, and I didn't think, at least sometimes when I think about it, I didn't have the wisdom to like think through that I had my gift in my hand. This is my business. Why would I go to med school, to work so hard in med school, to come out to do a practice and then end up having to deal with all the liabilities and stuff that come and all the lawsuits and what's not, and the insurance? Because being business minded, I always said I would finish and then I would start a practice. It just had to be a business for me every single time. Business until I die. But what I did not take into account was that, look, you already have a business, a very thriving business. You have the car wash, you have the house cleaning, you know, you're good. But I listened to people who came and to further their own ambition and to have me as their support mechanism, talked me out of what I had already reached my pinnacle. I just had to keep building. And if I got bored and tired, I could have sold it. Well, in the end, I give it away to a family member because she rocked it with me through everything. It's like the people who said that the rapture was coming and they give up what was on their bank account, give away the car, give away the house, and then Jesus didn't come. I wonder about them sometimes as to whether they were able to say, well, you know, I made a mistake. Can I please have my money back, my car keys back, my house, you know? You never saw them again on the internet talking about how they were going to leave. They didn't talk anymore about how they had to go through hassle to get their stuff back, or if they even got it back. But, you know, I give up and I'm happy because that person was a good steward, and the cleaning service has been going now for 25 years and she's doing well. She's downsized it and is in the 6-figure area. But you see what I'm saying? We have to be careful with who we take advice from, because when you're an entrepreneur, you have certain freedoms that you don't have when you work for the corporate offices. You know, you have to be there. You have to punch in. If you're too late, they're writing you up. Nobody writes you up. You're free. If you don't feel to be at your desk today, one of the girls that you have that you've put in management can carry the office for you and you're off today. If you're sick, You can stay home. When you are at corporate, if you're sick, you call in, they say, nope, you don't have any sick time. Or we don't have coverage. You have to come in. It's just a beautiful thing, and I don't want you to make the mistake that I made. I give up my stuff and I went away, and then later on I'm saying, oh man, I had it all along. I had the sauce. But for the fact that this family member is so good, I could have regrets. So let us not have regrets, and let us not give up. All right, this video is just going to be on the regular peel of how I did it years ago. As you all know, there are certain things that we have to do in order to retain and all of that. So retain you guys, because we get bored quick and we're bouncing looking for everything that we can get. I want everything that I am entitled to. I'm gonna get everything that I'm entitled to. So I just want to tell you that I want to encourage you. I really, really want to encourage you not to give up, to keep pushing, and just to know that this too will pass. I used to hear my auntie say that, and I didn't know what she meant when I was a little girl. I always hung around the older people, and she would always say that this too will pass. And I kept it and I regurgitated it, and and as I got older and older, I realized what it meant. Nothing stays the same. It will pass. The leaves will come out and bloom in the spring, and then in the summer they might change colors, and we see those vibrant colors that God has made. But then come fall, the leaves start to change color and they drop. Nothing stays the same forever, and if you hang in there, this too will pass. The turbulent wave that came and hit your shore will have to recede. If only you would hold on a little longer. Trials and tribulations may come in the night, but joy comes in the morning. All right? Life is precious. Please cherish it. And if you're having problems that you feel that you cannot handle, speak to somebody. Talk to your pastor. Talk to a friend that you can trust. Somebody who is positive. Leave a comment. I might be able to send you a message. But whatever you do, hang in there and don't give up your baby. Don't give up your baby. Grow it, scale it, get it to where you can retire on it and live a nice life. And maybe we'll have a trip someday and we'll go to Antigua and see the beautiful blue sky and the white beaches. God bless you. Don't forget, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, whether it's whatever. Come on this journey with me and support me. It doesn't cost you anything to just click that thumbs up button, hit the share, and press subscribe. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening, and I say this in closing. You are not alone. I have had moments in my life where I felt I could not take another step. I am so done. But for my Jesus, I would have rolled up in balls many times and given up. But I look to him, the author and finisher of my faith, and I press on. I have a Dr. M in my life, and she would always say, "We'll see. We'll see." We would give her suggestions as to what we should do in our department. And she would say, "Okay, we'll see." She would go home, she would sleep on it, and she would come back with a decision. And that's what we have to do. Sleep on it. Sleep on the problem. Don't get in your car and go crazy driving here, there, go to the pub, go here, there, drink some liquor. It doesn't help. Keep your brain and your head clear and give it to God. And He will give you the willpower to push on through the night and to start it all over again tomorrow. God bless you. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I look forward to speaking with you again tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Good night.